What's up, guys? Here at it again, back with another video. It is the early morning right now, and it's the beginning of my work week. So I'm out here doing a pre-trip on the truck right now. Now, with a commercial motor vehicle, doing your pre-trips is very important. It's something that you need to do every single day that you are out here operating the truck. And you need to be doing your post-trips at the end of your workday as well. Now, with that in mind, there's a whole lot of things that you need to be checking on a truck. Everything from making sure that your lights are all working in proper order and blinking, to making sure that your trailer, airlines, and your tractor airlines are connected, working fine. But one of the most important things among everything that you need to be checking is your tires. The tires are what keep you rolling down the road. Rolling down the road is what makes you your money. So with that in mind, it's always important to pay special attention. I know a lot of drivers tend to skip out on checking their tires properly, or they don't fully look at everything, making sure that their tires are properly inflated every day. And I want to talk about that and give you some pointers on how you can more easily manage something like that. So let's talk about it. Now, a nickname for a semi-truck is an 18-wheeler. That means you have 18 different tires that you need to be checking every single day, multiple times a day. For one, during your pre-trip, and you're checking during your intermittent trips during the day to make sure you haven't picked up any nails or damage a tire, or to make sure the tire's not going flat on you, or that your PSI on your tires has not dropped below the legally required limit. Now, if you are in a situation when something like that happens, you're gonna need tools. And that means you're gonna need the right tools every day to deal with that. So you're gonna need tools to help you, one, determine what your tire pressure is in the first place. And then two, if your tire pressure is low and needs to be increased, you need the tools to put air into those tires so that you can keep on rolling and not have to worry about getting any violations by DOT or having a tire go flat on you and coming flying off the rim if it gets truly flat, causing an accident, potentially injuring somebody, damaging property. That's a lot to worry about. So it behooves you to do what you're supposed to do and make sure that you get that stuff taken care of. Now, one of the ways that you can do that is by using an air hose. Now, most truck stops will have an air hose available at the fuel island. You can go ahead and air up your tires if you need to, or if you need to top them off a bit. But this presents a bit of a problem because, one, that takes time. You don't want to sit and block up the fuel aisle if you don't have to. You want to get your fuel and keep on going, or just add a little bit of air if you need to. But another problem with that, aside from it taking time and having you stuck at the fuel aisle for who knows how long it takes to fill up whatever amount of tires that you need to fill up, you only have access to something like this when you're at a truck stop. What if you have a problem and you need to increase the level of air in your tires and you are not at a truck stop with access to an air hose? I have a solution for that, and I'm gonna let you guys in on my secret. Let's get to it. The special tool that I have is one that increases my versatility out here on the road. It's something that makes my job a lot easier. It's an extremely convenient and useful tool to have, and one that I am, quite frankly, very shocked that many more truckers don't carry as a standard part of their loadout for the road. It was given to me by my friends at Mighty Products, always with very useful items for truck drivers, and that would be a portable air hose. That solves the major problem that I presented to you guys earlier, not having access to an air hose unless you're at a truck stop. What if I'm at a consignee? What if I'm at a shipper? What if I'm at a rest area sleeping for my 10-hour break or somewhere from our 34-hour break, and I notice that my tire pressure is low? If I'm at any of those places, there's absolutely nothing that I can do about it because I don't have an air hose on site with me. If you carry your own air hose, you can go ahead and air up your tires whenever you need to, whenever and wherever. The way that this works is through the attached glad hand, which you would connect to your trailer line on your tractor. And it also has its own air chuck, which is the portion that you put up to your tire air nozzle, and you can go ahead and top off your air to whatever amount you need. I'm going to show you guys how to use this. This is a game changer. Now, as I said, to use the airline, you need to go ahead and connect the glad hand on the airline to the glad hand on your red trailer line. Now, do not just go ahead and pull this off. You need to go ahead and set your trailer brake inside the truck first. Make sure you do not forget to do that. Now that you have your trailer brake engaged, you can go ahead and remove the glad hand without having a whole bunch of air spurting out. Take the glad hand from the air hose and go ahead and tie them together. And make sure that you have a full connection, fully put it on. There you go, looks good. Now you want to go back into the truck and release that trailer brake so that the air can freely flow into the hose. Now that we have the Mighty Products air hose connected to my trailer airline, we have an unlimited amount of air, free air, as long as the truck air compressor is running. Now, there are a bunch of great things about this hose. One of them that I like the most is this hose is 50 feet long. So that means I can air up my front steer tires on either side, all of my drive axle tires, and I can always reach all the way to the back, the very back of the truck, and hit all of my trailer tires as well, no problem. Now, if I were doing this at the truck stop, I wouldn't be able to do that. That hose won't stretch that far. I'd have to scoot the truck up a little bit, to do the back tires, and that's annoying. That's another reason why I said it takes time. And this hose is also, I like the bright orange color, hopefully give you a little bit of safety to make it easy for people to see and hopefully not drive over it if you're out here trying to work and air up your tires. And the trailer line, the airline itself, is rated all the way up to 300 PSI. Now, my tires don't require anywhere near that much air pressure. Like I said, it's 110 for the steer tires and it's 100 PSI for the duals. So I would always prefer to have more capability and not need it than to need more capability and not have it. So this exceeds expectations and what I am legally required to be able to produce. And also, this is really thick rubber. It's not plastic. You're not gonna have to worry about this cracking and breaking and being brittle in the cold winter weather. This is very functional. It's very, very useful, and it's very convenient. Like I said, wherever I go, this goes. Let's go ahead and air up that tire a bit. All right, we have our airline connected and ready for use, but we have a problem. We could put air into the tires, but how do we even know how much air is in there in the first place? Before we put air into it and after. How do we know that our tires are low and need air? You need some way of checking that. There are different tools for accomplishing that. One of them is a tire thumper. Now, a tire thumper is just a piece of wood. Some people use hammers as well, but it's not an ideal tool to use to check your tire pressure reading. It has other uses other than that, but for specifically this, you can only get a cursory reading of what your tire pressure is by using a thumper. Cursory meaning not very specific, quick, It's just something that you tap on your tire with, basically to see if your tire is still hard or if it makes a loose kind of spongy sound because the air pressure is low. This does not tell you if you are at 100 psi on your drive tires or your duals. It doesn't tell you if you're at 110 on your steers. This is just like a last resort, just really quick, as I said, cursory reading. You are a professional driver if you have a CDL, so you want to have precision so that you can be fully informed with the status of your equipment and if you need to make adjustments and how much of adjustments you need to make, if so. So a better tool is a tire pressure gauge. Now this would hook up to the air nozzle on your tires. It has two different sides, one for pressing straight on with the air nozzle, and it has a back end for hitting the outer tires, like right here. This will give you a better reading. The PSI, the pressure blows into this hole here when you connect it to the air nozzle, and the air pressure will make this reading stick here extend out based off of how much pressure is in your tires. Now, this is a rudimentary tool. I like things that are a little bit more specific, a little bit more quick to do, because I have 18 tires that I have to check, especially if I have to check it multiple times a day, or if there's something going on, I'm trying to monitor something. I want speed, but I also want precision. Plus, if you are visually impaired or have a hard time seeing anything, trying to squint your eyes to read these numbers potentially, who wants to deal with that? So my friends at Mighty Products also had a solution for that. And the kind of guy I am, I love tools that do better jobs than other tools while still accomplishing the mission. So of course I had to grab a digital tire gauge from those guys. They've got it all, I'm telling you. So this accomplishes the same mission as this, but better. So as I said, it's digital, so it is electric, and you can see right there, it has an illuminated screen, and this will read tire pressure all the way up to 200 psi. So this has multiple uses. You can use this for your car, you can use this for your motorcycle, you can use it for your bicycle even, really anything that has a pressure nozzle or air nozzle where you can connect this air chuck to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this on the tires. Actually, I'll give you a comparison, you know what? Because let me show you this first so I can compare the accuracy of the air reading. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and check the outer tire. As you can see, the air nozzle is right here. So we're gonna use the back end and check. Now my duals, as I said previously, need to be 100 psi. So let's go ahead and see how close we are to that. All right, now if you can see that, hopefully it's showing clearly on camera, it's right at 90 psi. So I'm like 10 psi short. The weather's been going up and down where I am. It's been warm some days, cold in the morning, warm in the midday, cold again at night. So tire pressure will fluctuate because of that. But let's go ahead and test it with the digital tire gauge. Okay, now on the Mighty Products digital gauge, I was having a bit of an issue because you see this air chuck right here. I can't really get it to fit into the allotted space that's within this tire. Now that's not a severe problem because I have the air chuck, the dual air chuck that's on the air hose, and it's removable. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that off. The versatility. I'll take that off, and then I'll also take the air chuck off of the digital tire gauge, and I'll just swap them. So let me just go ahead and put the air hose, air chuck on there, and that'll work just fine. As you can see, connected the air hose, air chuck to the digital tire gauge perfectly. Versatility with Mighty Products. I love it. That plus my own my own ingenuity is switching those, deciding to switch them. That works. So let's do this here. All right, now I said that the pressure gauge was reading at 90 for the old school tire gauge. Now let's see what it reads at with the digital. 90.7. So that is just as accurate as the old school. So I definitely prefer this. This is amazing because this is a lot faster. Plus I see exactly what the number is. I can go through and run through all 18 tires, doing my pre-trips in the morning way faster with this digital one. Plus the digital is battery operated. It comes with 2 AA batteries. So you don't have to worry about, you know, purchasing something to power this when you get it. And the outer rim of this is made out of excuse me, made out of rubber. So if I drop this, I don't have to worry about breaking it. And 10-inch rubber hose here. So just like with the large air hose, you don't have to worry about this cracking or getting brittle, you know, or you bending it around to try to fit it into certain spaces. You don't have to worry about damaging it and not working. But I love this right here. You saw it's just as precise as the old school. I love technology. All right, now that we got all that sorted out, let's go ahead and put some air in these tires. I think I'm gonna just do the single outside tire for you guys and not keep you here all day watching me do this 18 different times. So you go ahead and attach it to the air nozzle, let it sit for as long as you think it's gonna take, you know, maybe do like 30 to 60 second increments, and then you go ahead and check, see what your pressure reading is. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000 kind of thing. But since I only need 10 pounds of pressure in this outer tire, it shouldn't take me very long. All right, let's go ahead and look at that. Almost there. All right, the old school gauge is saying I'm right at 100. And it might not be coming through super clear for you guys on the camera, but let's go ahead and check it with the digital to confirm. All right, we got the digital gauge connected again. I went ahead and took the dual air chuck off of the air hose and put it back on the digital tire gauge. Let's go ahead and see what this reading is. Yep, look at that. 100.2.4, right on the money. That is accuracy. I 100% prefer a digital tire gauge over this, but I will use them both. This is the main, this is the backup. 2 is 1 and 1 is none if I were to lose one of these or break for some reason. So this gives you the accuracy, the precision, and the speed that you need. It's amazing. And I forgot to mention to reset, once you have your reading, to reset it back to 0, you just press this bleeder button right here on the side, and that'll reset you back to 0. And just go on down the line of all your tires, and you will be set with accuracy. No need to worry about anything. Well, there you have it, guys. The Mighty Products Tire Inflation Kit and the Mighty Products Digital Tire Gauge. I highly recommend both of these. And one correction, earlier in the video, I said that the digital tire gauge required 2 AA batteries that were included. It's actually 2 AAA batteries, but they are included with the tool itself, so you don't have to buy those. AAA batteries, okay? But as important as it is to have properly inflated tires, you know, to keep you violation free, to improve your fuel economy, which hopefully gets you paid extra money because of your fuel mileage bonus, being efficient with everything, you definitely want to do that. And it behooves you to keep everything in the truck in good condition so that you don't have to pay out money. You only make money from doing your job well. I'm going to put a link in the description and maybe a card in the video up here as well, but I will link to where you can purchase both of these for yourself. I highly recommend. Like I said, I'm very surprised that more truck drivers do not carry both of these in their truck with them as a standard tool. I 100% say that every single truck driver needs to have a means of inflating their own tires and checking your tire pressure yourself anywhere you go, wherever you want to. So if this video has helped you, be sure to like, comment down at the bottom, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get access to more videos like these. Be notified when I make more reviews or just general truck driver videos that will help you guys, whether that's for finance, trucker finance tools, or just, how to be more efficient out here on the road. I appreciate you all watching, as always. I'll see you all further down the road. Here it out.